How you deal with a difficult husband?
Oh, that's easy. Just keep him from being difficult. Meet his needs. Cater to what he needs from you. Why would your husband be difficult if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing? Like, pay attention to him. Know what he likes. Provide him with the things that he needs. Create a peaceful environment for him. I mean, don't make complications. Be the good wife. If you're playing your role and doing the things you're supposed to do, why would your husband even have a reason to be difficult? Men are not just difficult for no reason at all. you know I mean, aside from other things, a mental issue or something like that, then what do you mean difficult? I mean, why is your husband difficult if you're doing what you're supposed to as a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would make him difficult? What do you consider difficult? I would like to know, what do you consider difficult? Could you give me an example of what you think would be difficult?
Anything he do that don't follows uh what you want him to do and how you want him to do it. Cause
Well, then
most of the
is that
time,
really he's being a difficult man, or are you being a difficult woman?
but she don't see it like that.
So
She
I
don't
would,
see it like that.
if I deem my husband as difficult, then I would first check myself to make sure that I'm doing all the things as a wife that I'm supposed to be doing. Because if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing as a wife, why would your husband have a reason to be difficult? Remember, you chose this man. He asked you to marry him. You said yeah. So did you marry a difficult man? Because you were dating him before you married him. You said yes to him. So he ain't just become difficult.
Mhm.
So what did you do to cause him to become difficult? Or is he mentally, something's changing with him physically or mentally? Because I would look there. If I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to, then I would say, hey, baby, maybe need to go to the doctor, because no matter what I do, you seem to be agitated or irritated or whatever. I would look for some kind of medical underlying
And some
issues.
dudes do be. Some dudes be in marriages acting like women. So yeah, they can be difficult.
You said they
Like they
act
do,
like
man. I
women.
mean, some dudes just. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Some of that bullshit, man. If I was a woman, I'd be like, man, nah, I ain't finna be putting up with this in you, because they move like women, and but you may look the part, may try to act the part, may talk the part, but you move like a woman, man. You
But
move like a woman, because a lot of these guys are very emotional, man. They're very emotional, and they do shit like women do.
so name me something that a woman does that you deem difficult so that I can relate to it and apply it to a man's behavior.
They are complaining.
So a man that complains a lot would be deemed as difficult. What is he complaining about? Like, what would the woman be complaining about? Get in detail. What's she complaining about?
Well, some men can't follow. Some men don't have any kind of structure or order. And when a woman comes into the relationship, and even though she don't want to play that role, she sets forth some kind of order, and he don't want to follow it because he still wants to continue to do the live and do the bullshit that he's always done.
But even with that, I will explore that with you. But at the same token, when she was dating that man, she should have saw all those signs. So why would you marry that man? You brought that difficulty into your life. What did you think, you were going to change him? You think being your husband that he was going to change? That's just like a man who take on a problematic woman. That's your fault.
Well, listen, I'm normally I'm with you on that. But here is a exception to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen dudes be working good,
Mm-hmm.
paying bills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as he get married to a woman, the sucker, the lady said, sucker quit his job, cause and after that he won't hold down no job.
Now that would be a difficult situation. I,
Damn
I
right
could
it
see
would.
how he could be, that would be difficult, but at the same token, I mean, He didn't show those signs before she
Not because he
married
was
him.
working.
Well, I mean, that's when.
I know dudes right now. Hey, they'll sit there and tell you, man, my woman got a good job.
Gotcha.
If he talk, if I hear a conversation where a man talk about my wife got a good job,
Hmm.
I know he ain't about shit, cause I
Yeah,
know he
well,
ain't
I was
worth
just about to
nothing.
say that that's an ain't shit nigga, and it's still her fault that she married him because he already was an ain't shit nigga. She just didn't pay attention to the signs. Ain't shit niggas don't just start showing it when he get a good woman. He was an ain't shit nigga before, so you didn't do your background check and your homework on that nigga because that's the problem. He was already that before you even said I do. And some women can find themselves so attracted to the body and the swag and like you say, he was working and probably taking her out and doing all that stuff that she overlooked all that. So you put yourself in that difficult situation with him being a lazy bum. You just picked the wrong guy to marry. That's the bottom line to that. So you gotta get up out of there. You gotta figure out how you gonna get up. That's if you got one like that, the only solution for that is to leave him. You give him an ultimatum and say, look, if you don't get a job and have a job by X, Y, and Z, you got to get out.
I
Because at
mean,
that point, you already
so
footing the bill
so
for
so
everything.
what would be a scenario where you would say that the husband turned difficult or he's being difficult?
But I wouldn't say that because what I'm saying to you is like if you're doing whatever you're supposed to do for the man, if you're having sex with him, you're cooking and cleaning, you're being financially supportive, you're making a peaceful environment, you're taking care of the kids, you're being nurturing and loving, you're all over him, you're showing him affection, you're giving him what he needs intimately. Why would a man become difficult? I just need to understand men ask for very little. So how did he become difficult? I can understand the other guy you were talking about who just don't want to work. Yes, that's a difficult situation to be in. But I'm talking about a good man that goes to a job that pays all the bills. How the hell he becomes difficult?
Well, maybe want to hang out with his partners or too
Okay.
much.
But that's still something you should have noticed before you got with him. He don't just turn that way. You met a dude who liked to hang out with his homeboys. You should have known that wasn't the dude for you. You overlooked all that just to
Well,
choose him.
some women think a man get in the relationship and stop communicating. They could consider that as being difficult.
He he was he a communicator before you got with him? Did he
Yeah,
talk a lot then? So,
well
like I
you
said, with those things, those are underlying conditions. So maybe you want to seek some counseling and find out what has put him in that state. Because a man does not change. In a relationship, men are routine. Period. They're routine. And if you just observe that man and get to know him, he's going to perform that same routine all the time. So for that man to walk outside of that routine, it's usually something that has caused him to do it. And 99.5% of the time, it's something her ass was doing. I'm sorry. Men don't change. So if you stick with your routine,
man
you
after
learn his routine and you stick with your routine of meeting his needs, those very simple needs. Men don't have no big old needs. They have very simple needs. See, we try to blow their needs out of proportion. Learn what they like to eat, learn the way that like they like their things, their favorite TV programs, sports, whatever it is that they like, how they like their clothes, what foods they like to eat. Make sure the children is quiet. It's not difficult, but we don't want to take time to do those things because we too engulfed in ourselves. What you need to do for me. That's when he become difficult because he always trying to fix things for you.